All right, first things first, credit to Oregon. It's a really good outfit, and they played extremely hard. They played well. In a game like that, a matchup like that, you need a few things to go your way. You can't give them an inch. If you give them an inch, you're going to take a mile. I think that happened far too many times, whether that was offense, defense, special teams. And you can't control their readiness. They were certainly ready to go today, and that's a team that's going to go places, and commend them on their effort. And I think for us, that was a stiff test. I think we knew that, and we got a lot of guys playing first-time roles and all that. And at a minimum, I thought we competed really well and played till the end. And I think at the end of the day, games like this are great opportunities. They're great opportunities to compete against the very best. They're great opportunities to learn a lot about yourself at the same time. And I think what you learn is, obviously we're not quite there. I didn't think we could be quite there, but you hope along the way you make enough plays to stay in a game like that. It just didn't work out that way today, and we got to figure out how to learn from this and get ready for next week.
The guys seem pretty motivated to get that final touchdown. What did you just kind of think of their mindset kind of throughout the whole way?
Well, I think that mindset is just to keep playing, keep fighting, regardless of what the score said. And I think we did that all game through, whether it was offense, defense, special teams. Offensively, we had our chances where we moved the ball, not necessarily early, but we got some things going. And I know we didn't get the fourth down in that first half that could have made a difference. I know we settled for 2 field goals along the way. So to get in that end zone, what was a step. But again, I think just proud of our guys. Didn't lay down. They kept competing, and I think we can definitely hold up to that.
You found some room to go on the field with Taco, but he was talking about their closing speed. Your impression of his Oregon speed defensively, how much that impacted the game?
Well, on a talent scale, up and down, I think they match anybody. And that's big talent, that's small talent, that's quick, that's everything. And again, you need them to probably be a little off to be able to gain the traction that you would need to. So credit to them, because they're beyond being super talented, they're a well-coached outfit, and that's more than evident watching them throughout the course of last year. You don't go undefeated for the regular season, win the Big 12, and be some kind of so-solid outfit. They are a high operating machine, and at the same time, it's how you motivate those guys in this new world. They're clearly motivated today to play, and again, credit goes to them. And we were able to make some plays here and there, and I think we got some players too. I think that showed up from time to time. It's probably not enough.
Reshuffle of the offensive line, how much did that impact this pre-game and end of the game?
Well, I think we came out of fall camp feeling like we had 6 guys capable of starting. Unfortunately, couldn't go, so that shuffled the whole thing. But what we gained out of that is Brady's in there and played a football game. He just played a game at Autzen Stadium in Oregon. Excited to see what that looked like. Everett Carr really never played a football game. He just played one against some beasts. JT's ability to step in at center, very commendable how he functioned through the course of the week, getting ready to go. Titan sliding in the right guard, again, a place that he hadn't played since maybe his second or third year. And then Cedric flipping, they were going to be a tough match no matter what. I will say that, and getting our guys ready to go, I thought Matt did a good job, and I think the experience games we're going to look at more than what that did relative to that result.
Any timeline?
Any update on Taki?
I don't know. I mean, obviously he didn't finish, and we probably won't know until tomorrow into Monday what that's going to look like.
Any timeline for Burke?
He will be available next week. What that looks like and whether that makes sense. I think we'll have to see him practice. He hasn't practiced yet, but the intention is that he'll go out there and practice on Monday and see what he can do.
Taco talked about, in the room, just the lesson that you can take from this, because you have to turn around and play South Dakota State for Gold Rush. So I guess just your outlook on that.
Well, you can't let these hard feelings linger, but you better look at that film and say, okay, what did I do well? What can I improve upon? And you know, South Dakota State is a really good opponent coming in. So, you know, take this experience that we just had, and whether, you know, the things that went well, build off of those, or things that didn't, figure out how to do them better. And then I think as coaches, you know, a game like that, with a lot of new people and new places, I think now how can we continue to stress our guys, you know, and who can we build off of? You know, I'm certain there was good things on that, film, and I'm sure there's things we said, okay, this is, now that we see what we saw under the lights, and we need to make an adjustment of some sort.
Well, I really haven't watched the film, but what do you think of just Justin's operation in the first place?
You know, I thought first and foremost, Justin's a good guy. You know, and we can go places with that. And you know, I thought he stood in there a few times and made good decisions. I know he didn't get out and run, but he's athletic at the same time. Again, same thing. That's an athletic bunch he's trying to run away from at times. You know, he's got leadership capabilities. So generally really pleased with how that looks. And he first and foremost is the one to compete till the end. And you can do something with that type of mindset. He's a new guy, but there's a new guy taking it all on, and you know, I definitely think we got something to do.
First game with the coach and player communication. Any challenges there? I guess I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't work on offense in the first half. How was that? So that didn't do us much good. I didn't know what the problem was, but I didn't work on the first half.
And I guess speaking of offense, just Taco having a career best game receiving wise. Anything you saw from him opening up in the second half?
Well, you really felt like that was going to be a piece to this puzzle and might look a little bit differently. Getting a guy like Taco as many targets as he got, being able to, you know, get the ball in his hands quickly and let him run. We did that from time to time before, but I knew we would do it much more. And I think he stepped up and really did well with those opportunities. I went on the last time with Montana State receiver caught 12 balls. It's been a while. So he's a playmaker, competitor, and I know, you know, again, from a competitive standpoint, he's at the top of the list too.
The punt block and then some of those procedural penalties there. What kind of can you say about those?
Yeah, that's that sequence where we had maybe our one play of the day where we flipped the field. Colby hit a really good punt. We covered it well. We were called back. We sent him back off the line too much. You typically get a warning for that, but I guess it was too egregious. That was our second punt. And then we turn around and get the next one blocked. You know, you don't know what kind of swing that, you know, if it would have stayed with the first play, it might have been. But significant. You know, you give that team a short field. I want to say that was maybe their third possession. That's not going to go well for us. Now, to your point, I think the penalties, I mean, you got to walk away with next to nothing in that regard. I mean, we had a few too many today, and those are those issues and those, you know, like that opportunity in particular for them to pin their ears and come back at after us at that second time was a critical situation. It really just accelerated their ability to lead.
And then the secondary, how did you feel kind of like that new group did in the first starts?
You know, again, I think a group of guys that will compete, that young corner group, you know, I think more than anything, they probably got caught tackling, you know, some big dudes pretty high a couple times. You know, and of course, they had the one pass interference, which they got beat drive, pass interference, and a touchdown, and a wide open run later in the game. So I'm sure it's going to be a mixed bag, but the same thing, you know, that group of, you know, three corners in particular, you know, you can't do anything but roll like crazy out of an opportunity like that. You go through a game against whoever and you don't get tested like they did today, who knows what's next. So I've been pleased about that group's growth, and, you know, I'm sure they learned a lot today.